What you're watching now is the submarine's rapid surfacing maneuver called an emergency blow. I'm going to show you how to build a device to simulate this maneuver with your SeaPerch.
Go.
But first, let me briefly show you how it'll work. The user pushes a button which sends an electric signal to a solenoid valve. The solenoid valve releases compressed air from a tank into a balloon which inflates and causes the buoyant force to carry it to the surface. And this works because, well, science says so. For example, let's take a look at this free body diagram. Newton's laws indicate that the sum of the forces on an object equal its mass times its acceleration. In this case, our forces are weight, the drag force, and the buoyancy force. So you can see that if the sum of these forces equals 0, we have no acceleration. But we know that the buoyancy force is equal to the weight of the water displaced, which is also equal to gravity times density of water times the volume of the object. So as our balloon inflates and the volume of the object gets bigger, our buoyancy force goes up and we have an upward acceleration. Alright, let's build this thing. Here's a list of tools and materials you're going to need, but I'd click on this link to get the PDF. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my PVC parts together, just these four. The end caps with their PVC pipe. And you're going to use the glue here to do that. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the inside and the outside pipe. Just put it in there real good like that. And on the outside, just like that. And this stuff dries really quick. Once it's dried too, there's no going back. So make sure you got everything right. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of it real quick. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit longer. And I'm gonna put some tape on my threads over here. I got this connector that we're going to use as a bolt pretty much, and this cap and the solenoid valve that I'm going to put this tape on. As you put this tape on, think about how you're going to be screwing this in, righty-tighty, and you want to put the tape in the same direction. So I've already drilled the hole in there. Let me just show you basically what you need to do. So you got your drill, you got your drill bit, and this is a 1/2 inch drill bit here. You want to get your hole right in the middle of this your little square here. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to connect it. And when I did it, I drilled the hole in this thing. It wouldn't fit in the hole, which you need that to fit. So I just took the drill and I just kind of worked it around like that to open it up a little bit more. So I put this in earlier, but I'm gonna take it out. You gotta put the O-ring on. Stretch it on right over the tape. Make sure you go, kind of push it all the way down to the ledge there. And push it on through just like we did. And we're just going to go ahead and screw this guy on. Just as good as we can. Alright, and there it is. And that's how we're gonna compress our tank here. I'm just going to screw this guy in. Alright, there's that. What I'm going to do now, as I'm letting that heat, I'm just going to take the end of my wire. I'm just going to strip it. Probably gonna do about that much, 1.5 inches or so. So we got plenty of room to work with here. And then I'm gonna strip each of these wires as well. And I'll probably just do about 1/2 inch there. See that? I'm gonna get my pliers over there. And I'm just gonna put a little hook in there. Like that. I'm just gonna get my electrical tape and put a couple of layers on there on each side. There it is. So to waterproof it, I'm just going to use my liquid tape here. I'm just going to spray on a couple of thin layers just like that. Then I'll flip it over. I'll do the same thing on the other side and make sure I really get in any holes or gaps in the tape. Alright, let me show you the last little thing I did. So I just cut off about a 5-foot section of my wire here. And then I just put this button, use this button to connect one of the wires back together, and the other one I just connected right back to itself. And you'll notice that this looks kind of like our SeaPerch control box, where you got the wire going in and the wire going out to the battery, and that's going to be the same thing we have for our valve. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take my SeaPerch and take the floats off, just like that. I'm going to kind of push these together, make sure my motor's down kind of as far as it can go. Push these together a little bit, leave a little bit of a gap, and then I'm gonna kind of set this right up on top. Get my zip tie. And I'm just gonna put it right there in the groove of my tank. And there it is. And then last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my tape here, and I'm just gonna go down my cord every few feet. I'm just gonna put a little piece of tape. Just to tape my wire along the tether. So I've put some compressed air in there. Get my balloon. Okay, SeaPerch is working. Let's test the valve. Here we go. There it is. It works. I guess I didn't get it quite aired up all the way. Make sure you air it up all the way, you get a bigger balloon. And that's it.